Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Caleb and I back at it with another live Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below. There's this new feature, Caleb. I don't know if you can see Spence's comment down there, but
Yeah,
as comments come in, they're going to pop up on the screen. I don't really know exactly how it's going to work, but it's kind of cool. We can see kind of them coming in. We're not going to answer all of them right now. It'll be more towards the end. But Caleb, thanks for joining me today, man.
absolutely. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, the comment thing right there is pretty cool. I've never seen this on StreamYard.
Yeah. So what's cool is we can throw them up here on the main screen, but at the same time, when they trickle in, we'll be able to see them. So I don't know if it's going to go all the way up the screen, but yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll
Wait,
see.
is that Spencer's Lawn Care, like the one on YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know what his last name is, but it says Spence Crisco. But it does say Spencer's Lawn Care. It says, "Good morning, grass whackers of the world." Good morning, Spencer. Good morning. Welcome.
Oh, he said I'm the poster from North Carolina. Dang.
At least you clarified that, Spence.
Yeah, you got to put NC in there,
Yeah. Looks like I don't know how to pronounce this name. Is it Ko?
Kyle
Kyo?
Mora.
Good morning, man. Good morning. And also we've got Walter in here with us as well from Oklahoma. Welcome everybody. We've got
Oh, just in Oklahoma. Let's go.
six live viewers. Yes, for anybody that didn't know, Caleb took a vacation away from his business, which is very nice. Highly recommend for everybody to do, and spent some time away up in Oklahoma, which is good. So,
Yeah, it was a good idea.
yeah, highly encourage everybody to. There's something out there called the stress test of the business, and it's actually a good thing. At first you can kind of take a half day off, maybe go to an personal appointment or two, see how the business is run, see how many people are calling you. And then after that, you can kind of graduate to more of a day off and then see if things are breaking, see what the issues are. Okay, then we got to fix those. And then you take a week. So, Caleb, how was the week? Wait, actually, today's Friday, so you took this whole week off last week, right?
Well, you're off, buddy. It is Saturday.
Or Friday, Saturday. Sorry. Okay, so you took this whole last week off, though, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. I have been off since Saturday of last week.
Nice. So how did that go? So you gave your business the week-long stress test. Talk to me about that. What went well, and then what broke while you were gone?
Honestly, everything went well. Like the way that I did it, I'll give some context. I took my best guy that is going to become a general manager soon. Um, Took him, asked him, "Hey, do you want to be the manager for the week?" And he's like, "Heck yeah." I didn't even offer him more money. Like he didn't even ask for money. He's like, "I would love to do that." I was like, "Cool." I will give him a bonus. I didn't tell him that, but I was just like kind of like also testing him a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, he was cool with it. Didn't ask for any money. Didn't complain one bit about it at all. Uh, I literally just made a checklist for him of things to do each day, and then I also like gave him the templates for estimates because I had him do estimates, um, and how to handle that. Gave him like emergency contacts too, so like if something breaks, he needs parts, truck breaks down. I gave him like everything, so he knew who to call or where to go just in case. That was really it. But I think the only thing that went wrong was the team members were leaving trash in the trucks. I mean, that was it. Like I did end up going there one day of the week because I had just gotten back from Brokobo on like Tuesday or Wednesday. I went up there and then I saw there's just this just trash left in the trucks. That was it, disorganized. Which it's usually not when I'm there.
Yeah.
But I did end up telling them like, hey, make sure you're like come. I showed him. I was like, hey, come look at these trucks real quick. He's like, oh shoot, yeah. That's really it. Like, there's, like, some things left out in the shop, little slightly disorganized. Other than that, like, everything's fine. I would say the only real issue for my business is there is not an office person, like an actual in-house office person. So,
Yeah. Interesting. So even like if you're gone, and maybe reachable, maybe unreachable, depending on the location of the world you're in. It's not always just going to be Oklahoma or whatever. But if you're traveling overseas or something, because I've done that before, where you're traveling overseas and I don't have internet, sometimes or phone signal. Um, but that is pretty interesting that because you guys don't have necessarily a home office person per se, where they can at least call them and ask questions,
yeah. Well,
which is interesting for
yeah,
sure.
well, yeah, I make it work. I run like almost like a $500,000 business without an office person, and I'm
Which is
also the manager.
incredible.
Yeah, and I'm also the manager of it. So, I mean, I make it work. But that's in part because I'm not in the field at all. Like, I couldn't be in the field, be the manager, and also be the office person
Mhm.
all at once. It would just be, terrible, which
Yeah.
is which is what I've been doing for the last month and a half throughout the spring, chaos.
Mhm.
Um, but now, finally, I'm overstaffed. I've got more people than I need, and I don't have to step back in the field at all anymore.
It's a great spot to be, especially in the Texas June, July, August heat, man.
Yes, yes, it's a very good spot to be right now. Yeah, I don't wanna go back outside right now, it's so hot.
Yeah.
I could do it, I don't know, I've been mowing for, like, 7 years or something, 8 years, and, I wanna do something else, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wanna
Ab
switch it up.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
man. Well, I again, to go back, I didn't see anything break really. Again, the only problem is just the office stuff, but I could handle that even when I was on vacation. Like, I'd spend an hour a day just responding to texts and emails.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Nice. That's awesome, man. That's really good. That's really good. That's how you built great systems in the business for it to be able to operate for a week with you not there. Mm.
And to be fair though, Gabe is like a rock star, by the way. This is like not like a normal uh person. So it also takes a great general manager or person for that to work how it did.
Right, right. Awesome, awesome. I fully agree. So the next phase in that is going to be taking a month long or 2 weeks. All
Mhm.
right? 2 weeks and then you'll really see what kind of breaks.
Yeah, yeah. It probably it was just a week, you know. Yeah. Um, yeah, that would be interesting. Man, a month off would be crazy.
But now dude, like if you need to take a week somewhere here and there, even if it's a couple times a year, one in the spring, one in the fall, which I wouldn't do spring, but like maybe after the rush, like midsummer and then like fall, I think you'd be okay.
Right. Yeah. 2 weeks would be interesting. I could do that. A month, I would get antsy. I'd be like, please let me go back to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man. All right. So today's topic for everybody that is watching is 5 easy ways to grow your mowing and landscaping business. So ChatGPT helped me out a little bit on this, but obviously with my insight and everything, I came up with 5 points. And so do you want me to start here, Caleb?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right. So number one, some of these are going to be kind of simple. I know. Actually, I did a video, by the way, about the 4 stages of business about a week or two ago. Really good response, by the way. A lot of people liked it. There's a lot of people in stage one, which is from 0 to 4 employees. So sometimes, our veterans here that are with us each month may seem like this is a little repetitive, but I think there's a lot of people in this stage that we can kind of maybe help. So number one, I think the most easiest way to grow your lawn and landscaping business is to focus on recurring services over one-time projects. I would 1000% prioritize that over them any day. The one-time projects are nice, but if you can gain the recurring service revenue, that is what actually builds a real business. Last year we did, I think, $720,000 at our main location. I think like 525,000 of that was recurring. So guess what we started off this year with? Already a $525,000 business. Not selling anything more because of the recurring service. And so, yeah, highly, highly recommend that. People fall into the trap of like, oh, you can make a ton of money, paver patios, all this stuff. But the recurring's nice. Highly recommend it. So that's number one. Do you want me to go through all 5 of these, or do we want to bounce back and forth?
I mean,
Or what do you got? Let's do that. What would you say if somebody asked you, Caleb, what is one of the most easiest maybe tactical? I know you're very kind of sales oriented side. What would be a tactical thing somebody could do in their business to grow it quicker, faster, easier?
I mean, if you're thinking about it from like my perspective of where I'm kind of at in business, if you're like, you've already started the business, you've got a good base of customers, recurring customers. Man, the best way to grow your business is just sell like hell, honestly. I mean, really, get on the phone. Like you should be on the phone all the time, every day, calling your estimates that you've already sent, calling customers that reach out. If they like fill out a form on the website, call them immediately within 5-10 minutes. Man, I would be talking to every single person. I'd be texting them every day, calling them every day, like blowing them up until like they just tell you to, screw off. You know what I mean? Um, that's like what is really going to help you to grow. Is what I would say is it's really just prioritize sales and effective marketing. Now the marketing side, if you're in the spring rush, what I would say is a good tip is focus on a focused area as well. Don't try to boil the ocean, boil the puddle, right? So do like the 10 neighborhoods in your area that are like close to each other and also are like nice neighborhoods, right? The nice ones that are more higher income neighborhoods. So boil the puddle instead of trying to, boil the entire ocean because that's pretty hard. But I'd say that's it. It's just sell like hell. Get on the phone, talk to people. Go even knock the door of an estimate if you're really small. Get some. You just the more personal touches you have, the higher your close ratio will go. 1,000%. Like if you just sent out an estimate through email, like your close ratio is going to be like 25%, 30%. I don't know. It goes up with each thing. You add texts, you add calls, and if you made an in-person visit, it's going to get way higher.
Yeah, absolutely. Which actually was one of my points too, is also kind of stick to a small area, which you mainly touched on. I'm going to piggyback off of the kind of like the sales thing. So one of my points was obviously definitely have a CRM for anybody that doesn't have it. Customer relationship management software. There's a ton of them out there that I think most are free. There's Copilot, Yardbook, Service Autopilot, Jobber, whatever one you think works best. Try it out. Watch a couple videos on it. Some have like free versions or that you can use for like a month or two, and then if you don't want to continue, you can cancel. I see so many people fall into the trap, especially because I do a lot of coaching calls of like they're always reaching out and being like, Will, what's like the best marketing strategy? And honestly, the best marketing strategy is like when you collect the lead information, sending them a monthly text or email upsell, literally every month. Marketing something new, bush trimming this month, pulling weeds next month, mulch the following month, insect control, mowing services, weed control. Like I would be, and we literally do. And sometimes we do twice a month, by the way. We have in our database at our main location, I think 4,000 leads. So when we send out that text or email, like we can get 80 estimates on the schedule like that. And so obviously when you're first starting out, you don't have that luxury of hundreds and even thousands of clients. But if you start today and build it the right way with a CRM and adding their information into it, you can market to them down the road. Highly, highly recommend that.
Mm.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do one other one. I'll save the last one, and
Well,
we'll come back to you. Or you
well,
got something, Caleb?
yeah. Well, I was gonna talk about what you just said, but yeah, like Will saying, upsell your current customer base because everyone's got a database of customers. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, you've got them saved aside, at least like contacts. You know, if you don't have a CRM, at least like have them named. Like, okay, this is customer, whatever. Um, Upsell those people. Go text that contact list. Go do an email blast to your leads list because it doesn't cost you anything, right? It costs you zero, like nothing. Um, Trying to get the new lead costs money if you're using a direct marketing approach. Um, so focus on your current customers, like Will's saying. It's something that we both do, me and Will, and it's very effective. Like I could do any text blast as well, get like 60, 70 estimates, close, 40% of those, and that's like a week or two worth of work, like immediately. It's pretty sweet for free.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
let's do this, Caleb, because we normally do Q&As at the end.
Hmm.
For the people that are watching that have answered or asked some questions, let's click the pause button on here. Let's answer some Q&As because this is a kind of an open discussion. I want you guys to feel included on this. And then we'll jump back to the topics that we were talking about here. Okay, so pronounce it just like Kyle. Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
Happy Saturday, guys. Happy Saturday to you too, man. Watching this from the actual beach.
Sick.
That's cool. That's very cool. All right. I'll let you take this one.
How have y'all been dealing with the rain? It has put a dent in our jobs/profits. Over 30 inches of rain here. Holy crap. Well, that's a lot of rain. I mean, it just depends. Like for us, we could still mow even when it's raining actively. Uh, you want to be careful. Like we teach our team to like, smush the ruts if you make one. Try to avoid muddy areas. Um, but you've got to have small mowers, right? That's the thing. If you've got zero turns, you just can't mow when it's raining. It's just not possible. You're gonna be tearing up lawns all day. Um, I mean, I would just try to do project work if you have projects or bed maintenance stuff. If you're able to do it in the rain, um, that'll at least get some work done while it is raining, like hurricane level, like it seems like with you. Uh, I mean, that's all you can do. You either just try to mow in the rain or you push them off and do projects instead.
Yeah. This year, Walter, we've really just mowed through it, honestly. Like when the first couple years when we were building this thing, we were like, oh, customers are gonna get upset because it's raining, blah blah blah. But like honestly, like this year, we've just been I remember there's days where it rains overnight starting at 2 a.m. It'll rain for we'll get 4 inches of rain. And we're out there mowing at 8 a.m. the next day. Now again, reminder, we only have 21-inch push mowers. So again, it's not like we're really running up the yards. And there are a handful of properties on some of the routes that like are kind of underwater. Like in that scenario, we just have the guys like put a note there and then we'll skip it and come back the next day. But I would say 85% of their route, even with 4 inches of rain that night, it's going to get done. And they kind of weed eat where the puddles are. We keep the mower up near the foundation of the house going to the backyard. That way we're not creating tons of ruts and they just kind of weed eat the sides at the same level. That's kind of how we manage the wet/rain stuff. So
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
question.
And I mean, the rain season's not forever. I saw he just commented again. But I mean,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, depending on where you're at, like, I don't think it rains all year round. I'm assuming. uh, there's gonna be a drier season. But yeah, I don't know.
Y-
It's definitely tough, but I would just like we're saying mow through it, get some smaller mowers maybe to try to get some stuff done.
Yeah, it looks like you got a couple part-time helpers. Yeah, I mean that would work too when you finally get an opportunity to get out there and mow, is to just bring back up for sure, just to kind of power through it.
Yeah.
All right, so Kyle, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, says how much percentage can you expect a homepage to convert leads, assuming you have a nice website? Um, Honestly, I don't want to give you any false data, so I haven't looked as deep into this as I probably should as a business owner that's been in business for 5 years. What I will tell you is the way your layout is on the website will 1000% affect the results. So if you have a submission form that's all the way down on the bottom of the site, less conversions. If it's not a professional site, less conversions. If you ask for too much information in the submission form, less conversions. I know with Augusta Lawn Care and Mike, like they don't even make people actually fill out their information to give them an instant quote. So like there's kind of two coin flips to this. You can either have it the really easy, simplest way where you just kind of give them the information before they submit. I lean more towards I would rather gather the information than give the tire kickers the price that they want. If they're kind of the tire kickers, to vet them out and get rid of them, I kind of want to force them into putting an email, putting an address, because if they're not going to do it anyways to get a price because they know they're just shopping around, then I don't really want their information to continue to market to. But I know the ones that actually do fill out that form are legitimately interested. They are needing the service. And so capturing that lead data, the name, phone number, email, address, so I can market to them down the road is imperative. Um, so yeah, based on the percentages though, I can't give exact numbers on that. And I think it'll probably fluctuate depending on from website to website.
Yeah.
All right.
How did spring rush for you guys go? Caleb and Will. Um, I think I'm a little hard on myself. I wanted it to go better. We had 4 people quit like in 1 month, so it was chaos. And then also like, excuse me, had one guy like get a nail in his foot, and he was like our best guy. So, and then we had a guy take a vacation all at the same time. So it was just craziness. Um, I mean, it went well. Like marketed like crazy February through April. Unfortunately, in May, I had to like stop and I had to like go back in the field and hire like all that stuff. But I'd say we came out on top and we became stronger because of the chaos and struggle we went through and learned a lot of lessons on the way. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, what about you, Will?
I would say it's decent. Like we definitely didn't hit our goals, but I mean, I always shoot for really high goals because then when we fall short of that, at least we still did really well compared to a lot of other people. But yeah, when I look at my board with the bar graph of like when I fill it in, kind of like a temperature thing, yeah, it's not where we were kind of expecting. But um, it went good. It went good. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that like sometimes you just from a personnel standpoint, like obviously, this was the first year that me as a regional manager really stepped back and wasn't so hands-on with the GMs, plural. So um I kind of let them call the shots and run the thing. And if it was not the best call, but a decent call, that was their call. And I kind of let them do it. And as long as it wasn't a detriment to the business, I kind of sit back and say, okay, if that's what you want to do, I can sit there and try to convince them of like, hey, this is the right path. But ultimately, I want them to feel like they're in control of the decision making most of the time, because it is their location. And I think both GMs grew as a leader because of it. And that is my goal. It's not to make every dollar that we humanly physically possibly can. Like obviously money is a tool and that'd be nice if we can make a lot of profit, but what's more important is teaching them leadership ability, and they're only going to get better season after season. So so I think it went good. I think it went good overall. But
Yeah, I'd say that too. Good, not
yeah.
great. Good.
Yeah, I definitely. I have a whiteboard in my office, and every time I hit a pain point in the business of like, ugh, that stung, I write it down on the board. So then the next year when I look at it, and one of my stings this year was we did not overstaff our location soon enough. So like we literally like a month ago finally got to like full staff, and I mean like we're peaking this year at 19 employees. That's full staff for us in the growing season, and it took all the way till freaking mid-May to do that. Like that's too long. Like we needed to get 19 solid dudes in there by like April, at the end of April, last week in April, because if we had that type of volume of people, we could do way more volume and increase the numbers. But so I took a mental note. Next year we're gonna really hit it hard in February, and even though we don't have all the work yet, and we're like, this feels weird, we're like hiring 5 people but we don't have the work for them, it doesn't matter. Like it's going to come. And so just get overstaffed. Like that's the reminder sting in my brain that stuff like that I'll put on there.
Yeah, man, dude, I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, I thought I overhired. I clearly didn't. I needed to hire more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just needs to happen quicker and sooner for us. Like we got there finally, but like we're already like it's like midsummer now. So it's like we're not capitalizing on all of the revenue that we could have made, but you live and you learn and you get better each season. All right. He says, have you tried AI to handle calls? Yes. So believe it or not, 100% of all of our calls right now are going through our AI answering assistant. Feel free to call it and check it out if you want. Try not to spam it too much because our office manager will get all the leads. But there's a software out there called Good Call for anybody that is interested in getting it set up. Super easy, super quick. And then I'll let Caleb kind of talk a little bit on this because you were looking into a different company, right? So which company was that and how's that been?
It's called Smith AI. Honestly, after doing a demo of it, it wasn't much different from Good Call, except for the voice. But it was like 5 times more expensive, 6 times more expensive.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like $4 a call, and I get about 50 calls a week.
Dang. That's kind of wild. Is there more customization with it though? Or do you still have to just build like the skill sets?
So it's like the same thing.
Mm.
The voice is just a little better. It's a little better. So that one I wasn't interested in, and I think the reason why the price is higher is because they're also a human receptionist company.
Mm-hmm.
Like together, like initially they were like human receptionists, and I think they saw like the AI boom, and they're like, okay, we need to start pivoting. But they still kept that like similar pricing, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to pay that.
Yeah.
I like the $60 a month, but also it's like it's not. It's like the same tool, like it's just a different voice. The downside of it too is you can't upload documents into it, which you can do with Good Call now.
Oh, can you? I did not know that.
Yes,
I
you
need
can
to do
upload
that
like you
for
can
our.
upload your company's information into it, so it can just answer questions based off the information, the documents that you have in your business.
Yeah. So for anybody that's watching that's thinking about this, like to me, honestly, for anybody that has like 2 hours on a Saturday, literally right when you're done with this call, go watch a YouTube video on how to implement Good Call. Like it is so easy. And you don't even need to build it all out. You can let people call in, answer the questions, and all you would do is link your phone number to your company and have it when they call your phone to your company, it forwards it to Good Call. And then what you do is if they ask for any kind of pricing, you can literally just send them to your website. Good Call can be like, oh, it recognizes that this person is asking about pricing. Let me, the quickest way to get pricing is to fill out our submission form on our website. Good Call can literally text them the link to your website, like within 30 seconds of it hanging up. Like, it's like, hey, can I text you the link to our website? You fill out a form. Great. Boom, click, text them. And then you get their information. Like, for anybody that's like out in the field not answering phone calls, this 1000% you guys should be using that. So, all right, we're going to put a pause here on the Q&As. So we're going to click the pause button here. If you guys have more questions, put them in the comments. We'll come back to them. But we're about halfway through the stream here. So back to our 5 easy ways to grow a mowing and landscaping business. All right, so my last one here is, which I think you touched a little bit on this, Caleb, but market penetration. Okay. So if I were you guys, again, just getting started, maybe you got 5 customers. And I'm talking to this people that are in stage 1 who aren't doing this, that are bigger companies too, maybe. I would put a yard sign in every single customer's property that we service, whether it's mowing, flower bed service, whatever, doesn't matter. Like, I would you can get a small little yard sign, or you can get one of those H metal signs. It just says, like our lawn, ? Call, and then the phone number. And you can maybe ask for permission if it's a bigger one for the customers. Hey, do you mind if I stick this in the flower bed so when people are walking by, and again, ideally you're showcasing quality work that you're doing. But yeah, put a yard sign on every job site. That's number 1. Then number 2, 9 flyers on every surrounding door. This works no matter what season you're in. It won't work as effective in the fall/winter time, but what you're doing is you're building brand awareness. So that way, when the spring does roll around, they're going to think of you because they've already seen your sign. Now they see your door hanger. Now they see your truck. Actually, I'm sorry. That was also number 2. Brand your truck on my thing. Like, if you're just getting started, that's probably the most effective thing you can do. Is literally professionally get some kind of vinyl wrap on the truck. I know it's expensive, but it's the most effective. And there's a reason for everybody that watches Mike Andes. There's a reason that they put a stipulation for they basically give you like half of your franchise sign up bonus back if you stay with them for like 10 years. Or I think they fully refund you, by the way, or something like that. It's something wild. But here's one of the 3 stipulations, by the way. I don't remember the other 2, but I remember this from the conference. One of those 3 stipulations are you have to have your vehicles wrapped in the color and the brand. And there's a reason why he does that, because it's so powerful and it's so impactful. When I looked back, we should have put a full wrap on our trucks like 3 years prior, but I was cheap. And I was like, I couldn't justify, because we were getting the wraps done for $800 a truck. They weren't actually wraps. They were just the stickers on the side. But I'm like, I could literally have 3 trucks with the same vinyls on it for one cost of a wrap. So for me, it was hard to justify, but I see it now. So if I could like figure this out sooner, I would put the full wrap on it as quickly as I could. Like, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, I agree with that last one, man. The wrap is great. Like a good colorful like wrap that stands out. Depending on how much cash you have, because they are expensive. How much did you spend per wrap for you, Will?
3,200.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think ours was like that, like 2,500 a pop, or 2,800.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was under $3,000 a piece, but like, man, it stands out. Like, especially yours, Will. Yours look pretty crazy. It's cool. Ours too. Like, it just, when I like drive past people, like they all stare at it. Like, what the heck is that thing? What is
Yeah.
this thing with a ramp on the back and all these weird things? And it's like yellow and green with grass on it.
Yeah.
People feel like, and like all the kids will be like, "What the heck is that? What?" It's yeah. We have like a lot of leads that come in just from seeing the truck too. So yeah, I would highly recommend that if you start out. Like, I mean, at least like get like a decal, like some kind of like vinyl decaling on there, like $500 if that's all you got. So then you're at least identifiable amongst the Chuck and the trucks.
Yeah. I think like the question to maybe ask yourself too, like the question is this, like, do you see yourself 3 years from now, like growing this thing? Or are you just doing this as a side hustle to make money? If you're just doing this as a side hustle to make money, all right, just the simple stuff will probably do. But if like you legitimately are serious about building a lawn care business, that one day you're not the one out there pushing the mower every day and want to build something that lasts for your family, that can run without you, like 1000%. The faster you put the wrap on it, the better things will be, because like you're just building brand awareness sooner and quicker and faster. And it's crazy, man. When I looked at the customer acquisition cost between both locations, it was one third of what it costs us to acquire a customer in Aubrey. And that's because we've been out here for 5 years. People know us. And it'd probably be even lower if I would have got the wraps on it sooner. Like it probably would have been even cut in half, like a $40-$50 customer acquisition cost, which is crazy, you know? So
That's what it is too. Being in an area for so long, building trust with people, being seen. It's that trust factor. Like if they've seen you 10 times in the area, they're gonna be way more willing to buy from you because they know you're real, they know you're a thing. Um, and that's why the wrap is so important. Like if you have 3 trucks in a small area, all wrapped the exact same way, people are gonna call in and be like, "I see you guys all the freaking time with just 3 trucks."
yeah.
That's all it takes with a good wrap.
Yeah,
So
and honestly, this because we used to get this a ton when we first got our first truck with just the vinyl stickers. But even if you only have one truck and you get the wrap on it, they think you've got multiple trucks.
yeah.
They're just like, yeah, I see your trucks all over the place. And in your mind, you're like, yeah, I only have one and it's got the wrap on it. But to them, they're like, they see it all the time and they think you've got multiple trucks and they think you're a well-established business. And so it just creates that authority in their minds, which is good. So
Yes, that's the other thing too. Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up. I will say this, the more professional you look with your trucks and website, oh my gosh, the less cheap customers you get, number one, and the less like negotiator customers. Like we don't even get those anymore. Rarely do we get people calling in and be like, um, what's the cheapest you could do? What's the lowest? Or like yada yada yada. We don't even get the negotiators no more. It's so rare. That's a perk to having everything looking great.
yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, that's all I got on 5 easy ways to easily grow your lawn and landscaping business. Do you have anything else to add to that, Caleb, before we jump into we got some more Q&As that have come in?
Yeah, I do have a few more things. Simplify and standardize your business, remove complexity, don't have 35 services, have like 10 or less. Uh, that's going to make it to where your business is simple. It's easy to train people. It's easy to create processes in the business. It's easy to step away from the business, you know, because you don't have to be there for all these complicated services that you added, right? That's going to help you to scale faster if you have a more simple and standardized business. Even if you have complex services, standardize them and make them simple. Like, if you offer planting services, right? Don't like offer every single plant in the nurseries category or whatever they have that they sell there. Offer like 5 plants. You only do these kind of bushes, these kind of plants. Maybe there's 2 options for the small ones, and then you get like 2 options for flowers, and that's it. Boom. Like just standardize it and make it the same for each property.
Yeah, that's huge. And like, I know I was like scared to do that in the beginning because I'm like, oh, we're going to lose revenue and we're going to lose customers. And it's like the reality is like 95, 98% of them, they don't really care. They just want it to look good. And so if you're just like, hey, these are this flower and this flower are the most we do. And it's the one that your vendor has in stock all the time. Like, just go with those. Like, white or yellow? Which one? Like, there's no pinks, there's no blues, there's no like. It's just these are the ones that we offer, and yeah, it'll make your life way easier.
1,000%. And like you said, 99% of people are cool with the option you give them. Like,
Exactly.
we only do brown mulch, by the way. I don't know if
Really?
nobody knows this, yeah, but we only do brown mulch. I got this from Jeremy Gavetta. He's out of Fort Worth. Um, he actually used to be my coach. I paid him back then. Good guy. He only does brown mulch, and I got this from him, and he was like, I think he said, like, dude, most people don't care. Like, they don't care. And then
Okay. Let me
what's
let. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I got a question for you though.
yeah.
So, like, what if they have black mulch?
Mhm. You just throw brown mulch on top.
Really? What if
Mhm.
it's red?
You just throw brown mulch on top.
Really? It doesn't come through though?
If you're a good mulch layer, no.
Do you just put on thick?
Sure.
Really?
Just put it on top.
Interesting.
Don't try to make it complicated. Just put it on top.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if over time when the wind blew or the water came, like if the brown mulch would move and then you'd see competing mulch colors potentially
I mean,
after a few
if
weeks.
it's black, it's not really going to be noticeable. If it's red, yeah, but honestly, that's never even been an issue. I've never heard of this.
Do you ever have the customer be like, "Hey, I want my red mulch removed because you're putting brown in," and then
I just educate them that you don't need to remove your mulch. Mulch is actually an organic material that breaks down over time. So if you honestly just throw the mulch on top, it will decompose over time, anyways.
yeah,
And it's actually good for your flower beds because it's an organic material, right? If it decomposes, it becomes nutrients for your plants and flower bed.
right,
Just leave it in there. Uh, don't need to remove it. Just keep throwing new mulch on top. You'll be fine.
yeah, very interesting, man. We used to do red, black, brown, and then cedar wood. We got rid of cedar wood this year, and then we got rid of red
Oh
because
wow.
like we never would go through them, and we'd always have like a pallet just sitting there. So now we only do black or dark brown. But that's pretty interesting that you just do one color because like even from a logistical ordering standpoint, it's like, oh, we're running low on dark brown, so now we got to order more dark brown, but we're good on black. So now it's like just still creates more complexity. It's like if you just had one color, one plant color, one mulch color, it'd be way simpler.
Oh yeah, it's so simple. Like, and 99% of customers accept that. They don't even question the kind of color of mulch they get. I include that in the quote that it is brown mulch. I make that clear and upfront. But 99% of people don't even question it. There's like that tiny little percent that will like, hey, do y'all do black mulch? And then I'll go talk to them and be like, hey, well, there's some downsides to black mulch. We also don't keep that in stock. Our supplier has brown mulch, is what I say. Um, there's some downsides to black mulch, right? It gets moldy, right? Everyone's seen black mulch and it's like got the white mold all over it. That's a big problem with black mulch. I don't know why it does that, but that's a thing. Um,
So wait, okay, I'm sorry. Keep going, keep going.
yeah, so black mulch gets moldy. It like sticks together real bad. I don't know why black mulch does this. And then also it heats up a lot more than brown mulch, right? Because black absorbs sunlight more. So that means it gets hotter. That means there's going to be less water in your flower beds and it's harder on the roots, right? When it's super hot. Just do a brown mulch. It looks good on any color of home, any style of home. It does. It's a very neutral color. It will look good on any flower bed and home you put it on, genuinely. Black is different. Black can look good on certain homes, but if you put black mulch on a red brick home, it kind of looks a little off, in my opinion. Doesn't
Yeah.
really match.
Yeah, dude, I hear you on that mold stuff because like the brown doesn't get moldy.
Nope. Nope.
It's probably the dye. It's probably the dye in the black mulch.
It's something I don't know. Remember what it was, but black mulch is the only one I'm pretty sure that does that.
Yeah,
It gets super moldy and it just turns white and it's nasty. Not a fan.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool, dude. That's some good stuff. I'm learning over here. We might go full brown next year. I don't know. We'll
Go
see.
brown, man.
We'll see. So
Go brown. Trust me, it's not as big of a deal as you think it is. Most people don't care, and just explain to them why you do brown, and they'll be like, "Okay, cool."
yeah, yeah. Cool, man. All right, we got last 15 minutes of the show here. We're gonna jump into some Q&As. If you guys, we got 12 people watching here live. If you have any questions, now is your opportunity. We won't be back for a month, maybe a month and a half. Sometimes I don't know. We just wing it, but yeah, this is a live Q&A. Take advantage of it. You got us for 15 minutes to ask us any question on how to grow your business.
Okay, I can answer this on P for P. If there's a cluster of yards and they want to hit all of them by clocking into 1 yard, will they still get the P for P if they beat the budget hours and before leaving the clock in and out of others? So, clocking in and out of jobs time wise has no effect on P for P whatsoever. It's simply just budgeted hours completed that day. That's all it is. So that has nothing to do with the amount of P for P they'll get that day whatsoever.
Yeah, correct. So, as Walter, as long as the crew members' names are attached to that job site property visit, whether they clock the 30 minutes they're there or not, if they mark it complete, that signifies that job got complete. And so if you're doing a cluster and just clocking one, what we tell our crews is just leave a note, which really actually doesn't even matter, but for pricing it does. But we just have them leave a note, hey, this includes the next 3 lawns, and then they just mark them complete once it's done, even though they don't actually clock all 3 of them. All right, Jesus L. What revenue does the business need in order to run on its own? So that's a good question. Honestly, I mean, you could probably get a business to run on its own, quote unquote, with maybe 1 employee, as long as that dude's a solid guy that can show up. I mean, you could theoretically have a business that runs without you with 1 person. You could. Most of the time, depending on the services, because that'll matter. If you're doing like hardscaping, patio, big projects, you're going to have more revenue. If you're just doing simple recurring stuff, the mark that I see a lot is around that 500,000 mark, is where it's safe to kind of take a step back out of the field, where you are more valuable doing admin, sales, stuff like that. But even then, like, the business still doesn't quote unquote run without you. You could plug a GM into that system and take over your role. But it also depends on how much cash you need to. So it's kind of a loaded question, but yeah, I think there's multiple stages where it could run on its own for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think 500,000, like Will said, is where you can start to actually fully step out of the field entirely. I don't know, probably what, like 800,000 or more. You can like actually be out of the. You could get out of the business completely if you wanted to have an office person and a general manager and afford it, and still make some profit to take home.
Yeah, but I mean, you could even right now, Caleb, because you're going to do what, 500,000 this year.
Yeah,
You could even hire, like, let's just say if your goal was to get out of the business right now, you're like, I just want my freedom. I don't care about the money. You could pull Gabe up, train him for 30 days on how to be a GM. He's going to literally shadow you for a month of how to do everything, estimates, talking to customers, emails, phone calls, working with the office people. And then after a month, here's the 50,000 salary, and then I'll give you profit sharing. Like, and then all of a sudden you can go like that other guy in the comments, sit on the beach for 6 months if you wanted to. But again, it's like how much money do you need and stuff like so. Like, there you could do that now if you really wanted to, if that was the goal.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, totally could. Depends on your goals, you know.
Yeah,
I want to stay in the business. I'm not gonna lie. I want to like grow this thing. So
yeah.
I'm not even thinking about getting out of it. I just want to grow this thing. Um, I'm getting rid of Ruby, which is I know is an AI assistant, because I now have an office person to answer the calls. But after hours, I can implement Good Call. Uh, yeah, I mean, honestly, you could probably just stick with Ruby too. I know it's an AI thing. I think it's AI and a human receptionist. I
I
don't
think
remember.
I think Ruby is like real people answering the calls, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But
Let me see. Ruby virtual receptionist. Is it AI? Yeah. Okay. It's an answering service. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, I would use Good Call on your after hours. 1000%. It's way better than voicemail. Like most people don't respond to a voicemail, but if it's like something that they can kind of talk to, it helps. I look forward to the day when AI is like basically just a human, can take the call and then input things into your CRM for you, in real time. That'll be coming soon.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's gonna be huge.
yeah, just so everyone knows, that is coming soon.
All right. Do you guys know the software High Level? If so, what do you think about the platform? I do know of High Level. I looked into it pretty significantly when I was looking into Air AI, the AI answering service. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can automate through High Level with Air AI. Um, but ultimately, at the end of the day, for our business, we don't really do a ton of outbound sales calls. I mean, the GM does for pending estimates, but outside of that, like we're not really dialing hundreds and hundreds of calls going outbound yet. I mean, even at one or two locations. So like for us, it didn't really make sense to go over to High Level and like build that out through Air AI, because Air AI is more of an, I think it's more of an outbound AI answering service, whereas Good Call is more of an inbound customer service answering machine, and that was tailored to more of what we get is like people calling us needing lawn services. We don't really do like cold calls and stuff like that, which is what Air AI and then High Level, if you can connect them, helps. But I think it's a good platform. I think there's a lot you can automate, so I wouldn't not look into it.
So High Level is it a CRM or
Yeah,
it
it's called
is?
it's called Go High Level.
And it's a CRM you can use like for your customers like as well and everything.
Yeah, it's a CRM, and it what's nice about it is it can connect to Air AI. So like when it's, and it probably can connect to other stuff too. But the one that when I was looking at it, it was like I was looking in Air AI, and then Go High Level was right there. And so, inbound sales or maybe outbound, it gathers their information and then it can plug it right into the CRM. To where right now with Good Call, it just emails us their name, phone number, and then we have to do a manual entry into the CRM. It'd be nice if they could just talk back and forth and then do it.
Well,
But
you can use Zapier with a Good Call.
mm, that's interesting. So maybe put the name, phone number, email in an Excel spreadsheet, and then take the Excel spreadsheet and plug it in. Okay.
Problem with Good Call is like the information it gives you is very inaccurate. Like the name will be completely off and stuff like that. But I mean, at least you get the phone number.
Yeah, and I think like most of the time, probably 85% of the time, it's pretty accurate as long as they don't have some crazy name. But it is what it is. It saves me time to where I don't have to answer every phone call. So like to me, I'm willing to cut the loss of the 10% that like doesn't probably come through properly. And then if I have to call to get clarification because I can't find the address because it didn't take it right.
Yeah. No, and it's $60 a month, so it's like
Yeah, which
you
is
cannot
nice.
beat that.
Yeah,
It's unbeatable.
yeah,
Yeah, that'll be the day. Like AI will be like $100 a month. It's a human. that you pay $100 a month for. And yeah, it's going to be crazy. And people won't even know the difference between it and a person.
Yeah, and you don't need to worry about it taking days off, having
Yeah,
emotions, being sick, not feeling like coming to work.
it's crazy.
It'll just work 24/7.
That's just like a profit lever right there. Once you pull it,
Dude, whoever creates that is going to be filthy, like
yeah.
from a monetary standpoint. Like,
I know that they're scrambling to make this. If I was making something like this, I would make it quickly.
yeah, yeah.
The thing is, I wish Copilot was more integrated a little bit, where like it could just one in one without using Zapier, just plug it in. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. They gotta fine tune some of the automation stuff for sure. But
Yeah.
all right. I don't. Is this you or me? I forget.
I'll say, Walter, I thought the exact same way. I was actually getting them from Mexico when I would go visit. I would get 2 truck decals for half wraps for $300. Now I pay $2K for a full wrap in the US. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Even at 2K, a full wrap is not horrible on an F-150,
It's not
depending on
bad.
the truck. But
It's pretty good.
do you guys recommend using Angie Lee's and Thumbtack on top of Google, Facebook, and door hangers to complement the marketing and grow faster? Okay, because I get this a lot. I think there's a very, very short phase that it kind of makes sense in the beginning just to get 5-10 customers. I think that might be okay. But it's a band-aid where you ideally want to build a machine that gathers leads organically. You don't want to be paying Angie's List for every lead. You don't want to be paying Thumbtack for every lead to grow your business. That's not sustainable. Honestly, the pricing on it's not that great. It might seem great, but you're giving a chunk of that revenue away to the website sometimes for the lead. You ideally want to, again, like everything we've been talking about, door hangers, that's a direct source to you. Drive them to your website, Google My Business, branding on your truck. These are the things that are going to actually build a real business down the road. Using Angie List and Thumbtack are very short-term, temporary. That's okay. I'm talking like maybe 3 to 6 months max. And then from there, we need to transition over to something that we're actually acquiring the leads ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, they're expensive. Like Angie Lee, Yelp, Thumbtack, it's not cheap at all. So, I mean, I try to figure out your customer acquisition costs based off of all those different avenues. You know what I mean? As well, see what you're spending.
Yeah.
If you
See
could
what
have a
works
low,
better.
if you could have a low customer acquisition cost with it, then shoot, why not?
Yeah.
Um, Karma Bull, old mulch is already a vastly different color. Brown over brown is effectively the same as brown over red. Yeah, that is true. Old mulch does lose its color. To be fair, so and now red, eh, red likes to keep its color. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, there is some fading, but yeah, generally speaking, I think red kind of sticks. But yeah, man, that's really interesting. I would be curious to try that. Just brown, putting it over everything. I guess the only semi issue too, maybe you can kind of sell it to me on why it wouldn't be that big of an issue. But like if there's a customer that has black or red, that the mulch is pretty thick. Right. And it's the good 2 to 3 inches thick. And they're like, yeah, we want mulch. Right. So you come out and put brown mulch on. But what if their edging border is like it's already deep, thick previous mulch? So like you're not really putting a good 2 inches thick of brown on top. Do you just kind of spread it thinner and like be more susceptible for the red showing down the road? Like how do you handle that stuff?
You just spread it thinner. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, that's what we offer.
Yeah.
You either get it or you don't.
Have you gotten complaints down the road of people being like, I can see my red mulch?
Nope, never. I've never had a complaint about mulch.
Really?
Never. No.
Okay. I like it, man. It would make my job way easier and the GMs because then they don't
Yeah.
have to manage multiple colors and stuff.
Yeah, dude, just do one color. Nobody cares. They actually like really just don't even care. I can promise you, nobody gives a crap. Here's the thing, like, they're not, like, looking deep at their mulch, I feel like. They're wanting to look at it from afar and see what their neighbors are seeing. Their neighbors are not gonna see the little inch of black mulch underneath the brown that was showing in one little small area.
Yeah, even from like an admin side, because like when the estimates get accepted, like we even put in the title like brown mulch and black, like they would take that whole
Oh,
step out of there, like to try to help the
yeah,
crews out. Like
dude
it would make the business simpler to just do
dude,
it.
yeah, I would definitely do it then if that's what you're doing. That's crazy. That's a waste of time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a waste.
good stuff, guys. Even I'm learning today.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, I think this is me, maybe. Elite Outdoor Services. So we do landscaping and lawn care, 2 part-time workers, plus myself. Consistently have 10K in the bank, and I am wondering if I should be spending more money and where because of opportunity cost. Okay. That is a very vague question. But to me, there's only 2 things that matter in a business where I would spend the most money. Number 1 is hiring, which actually is secondary. Number 1 is sales, so marketing and sales. Number 2, and then is hiring people to do the work. So whenever I'm looking at an opportunity costing me money, I would look at taking that, and I probably wouldn't take all 10K, but I'd maybe take half of that and push that for sure out in the springtime, spring rush, when you're going to get the most bang for your buck. That is where, if you don't do that, it will cost you a lot in opportunity costs. If you try to Caleb went through this, I think a few seasons ago. He got a lot of like fall cleanup, door hangers, and just the customer acquisition cost is not that great. The 9 months out of the year that it's not spring rush, like that 3 month spring rush, no matter what season you're in or what location where you're in, like you just know where that's at in your region of America. That's where I would pour that money into, and that will give you the best opportunity cost, I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Because
think
I mean, outside of that, though, there's not like a this or that per se. But yeah, spending money on marketing effectively during the spring rush has the lowest customer acquisition cost, will gain you the most customers, which will gain you the most revenue.
Jesus, realistically, how many maintenance customers can you gain in a year? Depends on how much money and time you're willing to spend. That's my answer. That's all I can tell you. I mean, there is no number. Like, I would just, more money you spend, the more time you put into it, the more customers you'll get.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think we started off 120 minus 65. Okay, so we gained 55 customers in Salina, and then we went from, I think, like 425 minus 385. Okay, so we gained about 100 customers this season. And I think we spent, just to give them a little bit of an idea, right? I think we gained 100 customers, and we spent maybe like see, this year's a wild card because we actually got all of our truck wraps, which I'm not going to count that all in this year because those wraps will last 5 years. But we acquired 100, or yeah, 100 divided by. Sorry, I'm doing math here. We acquired 100 customers, and we spent probably about $18,000
For both locations?
between both. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
which comes to like a $90 customer acquisition cost. It might be a little higher than that, maybe 100, 120.
Wait, so you spent 18,000 to get 100 customers?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I butchered
Be
that.
$180.
Yeah. That sounds more accurate. Give
Yeah.
or take. Give or take.
Okay. Well, I'll tell Jesus also what I did. So we gained 130 customers this year, and the customer acquisition cost. So we spent 14,000 to gain 130, and it was $107 per customer. Customer acquisition cost.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So like strategically properly pouring out 15-ish to $18,000 can get you about 100 to 130 customers, or should. Like that, if you have that type of funds, that kind of should be what it could be.
Yeah.
Done at the right time. If you do that in the fall, you're not going to get 130 customers.
Yeah. Even summertime.
Yeah, even summertime too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that good.
Yeah, good call. All right, Walter. Makes sense. Question: if one of them forgets to clock in and out of that job or forgets to hit complete, but the other guy does, will it affect the one that actually did hit complete? Okay, so if you're using Copilot, which I think you are, Walter, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're on Copilot, both people need to start and end the timer, but only one person can mark the job complete. The reason is if you have auto billing when it charges the card once the job's complete, if they both click it, the customer will get double charged, actually, by the way. So yeah, only one person needs to mark it complete. If somebody forgets to clock the timer, it's not the end of the world. They'll still get paid out because their name is on that job and it says it's complete. So when you go and run P for P, all you do is pull a report of the jobs that got completed that day with their name on it. So depending on who marks it complete, it doesn't really matter. Who clocked the time doesn't really matter.
Karma Bull, delete, delete, delete. Brown mulch for the people.
Yeah.
See?
See, you're convincing other people too, Caleb. You're a
Yeah,
good
man.
salesman.
Oh, thank you. There you go. So I've sold you on brown mulch. Now let's make it happen.
Let's get it. Well, that is all the questions we've got today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on your Saturday. Yeah, man, we do this for anybody that's watching. We do this every month, roughly, maybe every month and a half. Sometimes we get a little bit delayed, but yeah, bring your questions. We're always here to help you guys and grow the community. So if you guys are watching at a later date, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, to the YouTube channel. Caleb, do you have any notes, comments, questions, things for the people?
Yeah. I mean, at least for me and Will, we're halfway through the season. Like that means we're 40, 50% done. There's another 40 or 50% to go. Keep your head up, keep going. Don't give up. Don't try to just coast. Still hit the ground running, hit it hard, but also realize that there is an end in sight if you have been struggling this season. So just know it will end at some point, right? If it has been a struggle for you, but if you're coasting, hey, get up. Time to make that money. This is the time of year to make that money. So,
yeah. And for anybody that's feeling burnt out, take a week.
Yeah.
Take a week. All right. Look, we most of us are probably through spring rush. If you guys are kind of feeling it hitting the wall, we are in a game. 85% of businesses go out of business in the first 5 years. So how do you not go out of business? This is a long-term game. Take care of yourself, take care of your mind, take care of your body. Take a week away, reset, realign, refocus, and then get back after it. And like Caleb said, it's not going to last forever. Next thing we know, fall's going to roll around. Leaves are going to be falling. We're going to all be wearing hoodies and saying, how do we make more work in the wintertime? Make it now. Make it now.
Exactly.
So,
yes, sir.
Cool, guys. Everybody have a great Saturday, and we'll see you in the next month.